Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Redcon 1. I think it takes place in London, and after an outbreak of some sort, a viral outbreak creates some zombies, I believe, and a special forces type squad has to go into the quarantine zone and rescue some scientists. So, you know, zombies, military, rescues, all that kind of jazz. Nobody I really recognize in this, and 4.8 on IMDb with almost 2,000 people, 1,868 people reviewed it, so low expectations on this one. Not a lot of people liked it, but we're running out, and you must be interested to see if I like it because you're watching me right now. So I'll get into it, give you a better idea of what the synopsis is, and let you know if I think it's worth watching. So stick around. Hey everybody, excuse me, hey everybody, I'm going to jump in real quick here. We're watching Redcon 1, and we're only at the 17-minute, 6-second mark. I know, a very early check-in for me if you're used to watching my show, but I realize that is the purpose of that's the way my reviews are set up. If I see something interesting, I'm going to stop it and talk to you real quick instead of waiting till halfway through. I got to stop it right now and tell you, okay, first of all, it's one of the more goriest, or very gory zombie movie. I mean, over the top gory right from jump, right from the opening scenes. It is extremely, extremely gory. So if you don't like gory, you're not gonna like this. And this is like, you know, if you're used to The Walking Dead, this is not even close to The Walking Dead. Way above and beyond. So much that it involves babies and children in this. So again, if you're not, I want to warn you right away that you might not like that if you don't like this. So that's, you know, pretty big. So I thought I'd call that out really quick. The other piece that I wanted to call out right now, I mean, we know most of the story still remains true, the plot line, whatever, how it all started, who cares. These zombies. So they explain what I believe, this is my theory, that they're not great at acting, these people who are playing the zombies. Because, you know, you normally get zombies, whatever, how they act. Well, they explain it as some of these zombies will maintain portions of their original personalities or their original beings. So that kind of helps them say, well, that's why this is happening, this is happening. So, for example, there is a zombie meter maid. Now, this is not a comedy. There is a zombie meter maid putting tickets on cars. There's looters who are carrying TVs and looting the place. So they're not just like the zombies that you might be used to. These are zombies that you know, have different personalities in a sense, or different purposes. So I just thought I'd share that. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything out. They're the two things that popped up really quick to me that I wanted to make you aware as we continue to go forward. It is not the best shot movie, but more on that later. I'll get back into it and see how it goes from here. But gory and zombies with personality. Stick around. I'll be back in a little bit. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Redcon 1, and I really don't know what to think. I have a very big range of opinion on this movie. So let me quick catch you up on some of the things. As I mentioned, the ridiculousness with the zombies was going on, and it continued. As soon as I went back to the movie, and they popped in, the military popped in on this party where they're listening to music, they're snorting cocaine, and they're watching porn. These zombies are. You know what I mean? I was like, what? And I started to think to myself, are they trying to maybe make this a little bit more of a comedy than it is a drama? And so, like, I have that going through my head. And then there's holes throughout the movie. So, for instance, there's a part where the military gets separated, and they say, oh, they're all dead, and the one guy doesn't believe them. Instead of, you know, going back for him or whatever, he could have just called them on the radio, and they never do. So there's things like that throughout this movie. But if you let some of that stuff go, and you put that to the side, you know, don't forget the gore and all that, you know, that kind of stuff. Put that to the side. After that, and it stops. I shouldn't say it slows down after that zombie party kind of piece. And there's some holes throughout the movie, but the ridiculousness slows down a little bit, and you really immerse yourself into the film. So you really start following the plot. You know, you're rooting for your characters. You're rooting for the people you want to be rooting for. You're rooting against the other people. And then they start throwing in small twists here and there. Multiple twists that maybe you see coming, maybe you don't. I don't know. And then some silly stuff happens or whatever, but you really get involved in it. So I thought it had an interesting storyline once you get all that other stuff out of the way, the ridiculousness. And I really enjoyed it. There's edge of your seat stuff. There's a lot of action. There are parts where there's hand-to-hand combat with the zombies, you know, a little over the top, and they're all circling, and then one by one they come in and fist fight them. You know, that's not what we're used to in zombie movies, okay? So that's where I'm like, is it really, you know, are they trying to be funny or not? There's a part where they're charging, you know, there's a battle scene, they're charging, and there's a guy in a wheelchair charging with them to fight these zombies. So it's like, okay, take all that. But still involved in the film, know what's going on, understand the plot, everything like that. And if you start to enjoy it, wait until the end. If you can make it this far, if you've listened to me this far, you've got to watch this film just for the end. There's two pieces. So there's the final battle at the end. And that's when I was like, oh, wow, can't wait to talk to you about this, because it was, you know, like Braveheart. You know, they did it with the music and the way that they fought kind of thing. It really made me think of like, wow, this is like Braveheart. And I was like, I can't wait to share this with everybody. And I'm laughing. Well, it continues on. So it continues on to the final dramatic conclusion, you know. And I'm not going to go into what that was. But whoever filmed not only the final battle, but the final dramatic conclusion, where it all comes to an end kind of thing. And when you watch that scene, I mean, it is incredible. So they have the music that just captures your soul. You know what I mean? You're like, what's going on, right? And then they have it with flashbacks that connects everything and brings your emotions into it, okay? And then they show the slow motion facial expression so that you understand what the people are there are feeling throughout this scene. It is cinematic gold. It is unbelievable, this final scene of the movie. So when you watch this entire movie and there's craziness going on, there's, you know, zombie silliness, whatever, there's holes in the plot, there's not the best acting, there's not even the best cinematography going on. But then you start to focus on the plot and invest yourself in the characters. And when you come to this final dramatic conclusion, it's unreal. Like, whoever did this piece of it, like, I think this director and the producer who did these two pieces of it were unbelievable. They took what they had and they made it amazing. Now, I think whoever wrote it throughout, I think the director and producer, you know, had to do what they had to do to make it through this movie. But when you see this movie, it was, I was astonished on what they were able to do with the final pieces of this movie. And just, I mean, and it's not so much the conclusion, you know, I mean, I think that is more of the ridiculousness, silliness that happens throughout the movie. And it's not a comedy. Don't get me wrong. That's the way I'm describing some of the things that happen here. But it's not what happened. It's how they delivered it to us in this final scene. So again, it's not like, oh wow, what an incredible ending. No. It's the way they produced it and made you feel and drew you into it so that you would enjoy it. That's my thought on this movie. And I get the low rating scores, totally get it, because everything else that I have mentioned about this movie exists. But these final two scenes, I mean, like, you just have to sit back and enjoy them. If you're a movie lover, you gotta check this out. If you've listened to me this far, you've got to check out this movie. And I mean, buyer beware here about the gore, still very prevalent throughout this movie. The kids and you know, some baby stuff too. You know what I mean? It's not, but a lot of it happens in the beginning, so it's not too bad. But there is that in there. If you kind of block it out and kind of maybe make it laughable and know it's not real, and you can make it through it, and you can see these final two scenes, please do it. Do yourself a favor and watch it, and let me know what you think. I'm not going to go on any further. I think I've covered it well enough. I don't know if I've said let me just back up real quick. I will let you go. I might have said this. If not, I just want to make sure. After I let all that go and I invested myself in the plot and the characters, however good the acting was, there are parts where you're edge of your seat. You're rooting for the right guy. You're rooting against the other guy. Whatever. I might have said that. Might be repeating myself. But that's how you get into it. If you can put all the other stuff aside and get yourself to the end of this movie, because you'll be happy you did. If you like all the other things that I said, zombie movies and war movies and stuff like that. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I might have rambled on, but I really needed you to hear me this time, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit longer. Drop me comments if you watch this movie and what you thought of the dramatic conclusion. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.